And so when I graduated, my girlfriend, who's my wife now, Ann Noble, who at the time was Ann Shervin, worked at RTKO coming out of school, worked with Craycroft. She went to Chicago to find work, and there was a recession in '82 in the Midwest, and nobody was finding work. So I went down to Houston, worked for about 9 months, got laid off there when the oil bust hit, started working with the Pappases. I waited tables at the Circus restaurant on Westheimer. I did that for about 4 months, started feeling guilty about not following my vocation. My girlfriend at the time, Ann, was here in Dallas. I moved up to Dallas in '83, interviewed with, I didn't know any firm in Dallas, so I went to the AIA, and they had this big, thick book back then called Profiles. And I just looked at the firms that won the most design award. I didn't know any firm here. I didn't know HKS from any firm back then. HKS was about 150 people back then. But they had won a lot of design awards. Yeah. So I interviewed here, got the job, and just stayed with it. One thing I've told people is that there were numerous times I could leave here. Yeah. Recruiters, and sometimes you're just dissatisfied. But I always felt like this firm had something that was unique and that could be better, could be pushed to be better. And I also think there's a value to just sticking it out, grit and working through trouble. And it's kind of like a marriage, I guess. You're going to have ups and downs, but there's virtue and there's a payoff. And
you were loyal.
What about you? You came from Tennessee?
Yeah. Yep, I played football there, and actually football was my passion, but I was a good student, not great, but I at least showed up to class, which helps. Showing up's a big part of it. But I came here, got drafted in May of '79.
In first round?
I was first round as a center.
That's unusual.
Yeah, it was.
How many first round centers have there ever been?
For the Cowboys, I think I'd been the first offensive lineman picked in the first round in like the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So it was pretty unusual, and came here and was passionate about that, playing football, and worked really hard and had a career going. It was the year of my career, and we're playing in San Francisco and Candlestick Park, which at that time was a combination football-baseball field. Yeah. And their solution to covering up the infield was to just throw sod down on the grass. And I pulled out to pick up a block and stepped on the grass, and it blew out. I got hit, and I knew that I was seriously injured. Flew back that night.
That was a knee?
Yeah, drank a lot of beer, took pain pills, and got up the next morning and had my knee operated on. Had total of three operations. I never played another down of football.
That was it?
And so literally at that moment in time, I was really at the peak. I mean, I was up on my game, heading forward, had a career in front of me, and then instantaneously it was over. Yeah.